yes, it might not be that jaw-droppingly gorgeous or stunning to look at like the Mulsanne and some other sporty Bentleys, but once you get inside the cabin, it sort of just comes together and everything seems perfect. But that's not how we're gonna end the video. Let's listen to that V8 once again and launch it off the line. So we're driving an iconic British car today, and it seems to have got some British weather to the Indian shores, but the car here is the Bentley Bentayga EWB, which means the extended wheelbase. Now, in case you're thinking this is just another car with a longer wheelbase, you couldn't be more wrong. Because in addition to the 180 millimeters of extension that it gets in terms of wheelbase, it has a lot of new parts. Well, that longer wheelbase, first of all, brings with it this massive rear door. So you can see it's a way far more longer door than the standard Bentayga because of the change in the length, even the underbody panels, the roof, all of this too has been changed. So a lot in this, as well as the way it drives, that too has changed. We'll come to that in some time. But with all of these changes done, this car weighs almost 100 kilo more than the standard Bentayga. But how is it to drive, and how is it to be inside the cabin and enjoy the opulent luxury? Let's find out over the next few minutes. Well, once you get inside the Bentayga EWB, you are greeted to a cabin that is just fantastic. I mean, the way this cabin is laid out, it is not just something industrial, it is an example of pure craftsmanship. Well, for all those who are familiar with the standard Bentayga cabin, it's not radically different, but yes, there are subtle changes. You can see the inlays here, then again, the stitching pattern here, even the ambient lighting. So all of these minor changes have been made inside the cabin to just uplift the mood and differentiate it a bit from the standard Bentayga. But I mean, if you look at the cabin, I don't think there's much to improve. It's a fantastic looking cabin. The wood finish inserts here. Then you've got this traditional clock here, which of course you would expect in a Bentley. Beyond that, everything is just spot on. The displays, the way you sit and feel things around you, everything here just feels so rich and spot on. Well, if you've got home the Bentayga extended wheelbase after spending more than 6 crore rupees, this is the seat where you most probably will want to be, because this is where most of the changes have taken place. Of course, the very obvious change is the extra space that you get due to the longer wheelbase. So now I have enough space to basically stretch my legs and still not be able to touch the seat ahead. And well, so that means that even if you're 6 feet or taller, space isn't going to be an issue at all in this car for you. You also get these brilliant seats here. And talking of seats, well, these are customizable seats in a way that when you're ordering the car, you can go in for a bench, you can go in for 2 individual seats, you can have airline seats. So the way you want it to be, Bentley will make it and give it to you. So that is something very good. You also have these 2 screens here, of course, connected screens, so you can again connect through Wi-Fi. You can just play the kind of entertainment you want. One thing that I really like is this center console screen. But I'll tell you about the center console first. With the extended wheelbase, because of the additional length available, this center console too has been pushed forward. So it's got a different position from the standard Bentayga. Now here is this small touchscreen. You can obviously use it to control the climate, the seats, even these blinds, the lighting, and a few other things. The best part about is that, well, if you've spent more than 6 crore, why would you make the effort of going forward, then being in this awkward position and do stuff? No, you don't need to do that. A press of the button, the tablet just comes off, and you can sit and change the temperature, change the way the seats are. I can also, for example, take off the blind, put it back up, do a lot in comfort. That's exactly why you buy a Bentley. But that's not it. If you want to enjoy music, you've got a brilliant audio system. The sound quality of the speakers is fantastic, but if you want to have a more involving and personal experience, you get these headphones for both the passengers, so you get it on both the doors. So Bentley has thought about everything. No matter what kind of mood you want to be in, you get all the stuff. The backrest here, if I talk about the seat, the headrests, again, very comfortable. The cushioning is just spot on, and yes, the seats themselves are brilliant, very good comfort. Even the quilting pattern here, you see, again, this is also something that's new, and the seats give you great amount of comfort. Being the extended wheelbase version, all you need to do is at the click of a button, you can turn it into a business class, or probably a seat better than an airline business class, maybe a first class seat. So as you can see, the front seat has gone completely forward. There's also a footrest coming down for me. Who says money can't buy happiness? And the list hasn't ended. Well, it can't. I mean, I can go about the features of this car on and on and on, and this might turn out to be a video of over an hour. We don't have that kind of time. But yes, another interesting feature is that you sit inside the door. Now these are massive doors, so after sitting inside the door, again, you've paid so much, why do you need to make the effort of reaching out, pulling back the door in? Well, first of all, you don't need to pull in. These are motorized doors, so if you are using your hands, then the effort that you need to put in is very minimal. But you can just sit in and choose to press this button, and voila. Alright, now let's talk about the driving experience of the Bentley Bentayga EWB. And if you recall, in the earlier parts of the video, I said it also drives differently. It's not just the difference in the length and the features. So how does it drive differently? Well, as far as the powertrain is concerned, nothing has changed. In fact, with the standard Bentayga, you can get more options. But with this, you only get the V8. So you can't get the W12 or in hybrid or anything else. No, nothing at all. You just get this 4-liter twin turbo V8 petrol engine, which develops a very impressive 542 horsepower and 770 Newton meters of torque. Of course, made it to an automatic transmission, and being an SUV, it also gets off-road capability. So yes, you can actually, using the air suspension, also lower the ride or get it to go higher. So once you have it on the off-road setting, you can be a little more adventurous and take on some more higher bumps and a little bit more of tricky off-road terrain. If you're driving in a dynamic manner, you can set it up down. So all of that is possible with the customizable air suspension. The suspension itself has been again changed for the EWB variant when you compare it to the standard Bentayga. And the biggest change in terms of the driving is the inclusion of the rear axle steering. So the standard Bentayga gets this only as an option, but here with the EWB you get it as standard equipment, wherein when you turn, the rear wheels turn in an opposite direction. That means the agility or the ability of the car to go through a corner is far, far better. Also, despite this car being longer than the standard Bentayga, because of the rear axle steering, it actually turns in a shorter radius. So it's more maneuverable. through corners. Again, the rear axle steering helps a lot, and you can go around corners at a lot more confidence than the standard Bentayga. So that tells a lot. The standard Bentayga itself is a brilliant vehicle to drive, and this again is brilliant. So for a lot of people who think that maybe a long wheelbase version isn't going to be exciting to drive, it's going to be boring, it's only for chauffeur driven purpose, no, nothing like that. The driving dynamics and the driving fun hasn't been compromised due to the increase in the length of the wheelbase. The engine itself, well, it is butter smooth. When you plonk it into comfort mode, you're driving, it is an absolutely silent cabin. All you get to hear is the tire roll, of course, when you're doing a fair bit of speed. But beyond that, even the aerodynamics are so nicely done that there is hardly any wind noise also coming out from the outside. So when you want it to be comfortable, it is comfortable. But again, it has a V8, so at times you would want to drive and you would want to experience what kind of power, what kind of sound it has. Well, before you get your hopes too high, let me tell you that this is a flagship model for Bentley. So it's basically a replacement for the Mulsanne sedan. It's not a sports oriented vehicle, so it's not going to make any roaring sound, but yes, it has a V8, and that too a pretty powerful one. So you need to just get out of comfort of the Bentley mode, get into sport. If you want to, you can use these brilliant metallic paddle shifters. Select the ratio you want in and floor it. Yeah, it does have a lot of push and shove. Like I said, 542 horsepower for a vehicle this big, this heavy might not sound much, but 770 Newton meters of torque, whoa boy, it gets you off the line in a spectacular fashion. The gearbox does again a brilliant job of masking any lag that might be coming out of those twin turbos, but the engineers have worked around this thing so damn well that when you drive it, when you push pedal to the metal, it drives in a brilliant and an impressive manner. So yes, it might be a flagship sedan to replace the Mulsanne. It might be oriented far more for buyers who are looking at rear seat comfort or being chauffeur driven. But Bentley has always been a brand that gives you vehicles that are not aimed at just the front seat passenger or just the rear seat passengers. They're for everyone. So like I said about the seating earlier, customizable seating for people who are looking at family purposes. And of course, you have the brilliant comfort, the butter smooth powertrain, the off-road capability that comes with this vehicle. Pretty much makes it one of those rare Bentleys that can do just about anything. And all of that in a very impressive manner. Talking of the ride quality, well, the ride quality again is very, very supple. So when you put it into comfort mode or Bentley mode, it just glides over surface undulations. And even when you're at the back, you barely feel anything. The suspension does such a brilliant job of ironing out all the surface undulations. Even nasty speed breakers and expansion joints are dealt with in a very confident manner. So yes, the ultimate reason of buying this car, the extended wheelbase, is comfort at the back, and it does deliver all of this in a very impressive manner. So yes, more than 6 crores, closer towards anywhere between 7, probably towards 8 crores when you load it up with options. But when you sit in this car or when you drive this car, I don't think you'll regret that decision you made. Alright, now that brings us to the last part of this video, and that's the conclusion. Now, the obvious part in this segment of the video would be the prices. Now, the prices start at about 6 crore for this vehicle. Like I said, no powertrain options. You can't choose between engine or any other kind of an option. So this is all that you get. Yes, in terms of interior and exterior, there's a lot you can go. I mean, this list would just go on, and you can customize it. All of that, of course, comes at a steep cost. So you can take the price list to a point where you want. But yes, at over 6 crores ex-showroom, it is a very expensive buy. Not many people will even dream of buying this in their lifetime. But for those select few who can buy this machine, well, I don't think they will ever regret their decision. I mean, it's just a fabulous machinery. Yes, it might not be that jaw-droppingly gorgeous or stunning to look at like the Mulsanne and some other sporty Bentleys, but once you get inside the cabin, it sort of just comes together and everything seems perfect. But that's not how we're gonna end the video. Let's listen to that V8 once again and launch it off the line. Yeah, what an insane wave of torque this car has. Well, if you like this video, please hit that subscribe button, press the little bell icon and share it as well.